Hello everyone, welcome back to my page and welcome back to my channel. This is your boy Denzel Unscripted, and I'm very pleased to have you guys on board. For those of you, all of you who are new subscribers, my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for trusting and believing in me. And for the ones who are just joining today, just joining the page, also take a moment to like, push the share, like and share and subscribe as well. And I appreciate as you do that. For those of you who want to support, who would love to support the channel, all the links are in the description below. If you feel you want to support the channel, I welcome all the support and I thank you for the love. Now, in today's subject is going to specifically talk about the smear campaign. Now, the smear campaign, what am I talking about here? So for the most of the people who have gotten involved with narcissists, there is something in particular called the smear campaign. Now, smear campaign is that, in my understanding and my opinion, is that situation where the narcissist will go out there and try, not even try, they will actually destroy your name, destroy your personality in front of other people. Actually, most of the people even who know you, people in your circle, so they will destroy your personality and they destroy your name. They'll smear your name. They call it a smear campaign because the narcissist goes around town and around all the people in your circles, social media and all your circles, and they smear your name. Now, basically, the smear campaign happens towards the end of the relationship. If you've been discarded, you need to understand something in particular. The narcissist has designed the discard a few months before, maybe you don't even know it, but the narcissists, they have already programmed, very carefully programmed the discard and how the discard is going to happen. They have already programmed everything. They have put everything in place. And most of the time when they have discarded you, they have also already groomed somebody new. So you have got to be very sure if you've been discarded, you have got to be almost sure that your narcissistic partner already has somebody on the side. Now, what they do towards the end of the relationship, what they will do, they want to make sure that they justify this breakup, they justify this discard. So what they do, they will know who are all the people in your circles and who are the people who have your back. You know what I mean? So this will be a lot of different people. This will be aunties, this will be uncles, this will be your very, very close friends, your very, very close relatives, you know, friends from work, everything, social media even. So they will try to go around those people and they will try to smear your name. They'll try to project, you know, they'll try to put up that feeling, to create that, to make them believe, those people believe that actually you're a very bad person, you know, you're a very bad person, you're not trustworthy, you've been doing that, you've been doing this, they have been always there to help you, they have been always doing this for you, but you cannot change, you know, you cannot do nothing, you cannot change your behavior or whatever, or whatsoever, whatever is the case. So they will try to always go around initially and engage those people who are very close to you, and they'll try to make you now look like you're the bad person. So that's why you see most of the people who have been discarded by narcissists, at the end of the day, they end up feeling very lonely because they try to call up with people. They try to call up to engage people who are in their circles, people they have always known before. Even sometimes even people, even their relatives, some of the time, even their relatives, they try to engage their relatives, and the only thing the relatives are telling them is that no, well, we have already heard enough about you, you know, you're the bad person, you deserve this. Because a narcissist is programmed. They are programming this move and this event of the discard. They already know when they're going to discard you, so they start to prepare like a couple of months, few months before the discard, so that when the discard happens, it does not take anybody by surprise. So they want to justify the discard to those people who know you guys as a couple and people who are in your circle. So they try to prepare the discard in advance. First of all, they've already got a new source of supply. They've already got somebody new who is going to replace you. And now part of the smear campaign is part of the project of the new source of supply, because they know that as soon as they discard you, they are going to bring in somebody new very, very quickly, and they want to be on the safe side. So they want to make sure when that new person comes in, they have already justified that move and they have justified that action. So that's why you see most of the people who have been discarded, when they go out there, they tend to be isolated and they tend to feel very lonely because they cannot actually, the fact that they'll be discarded by surprise, they are going to run around to so many different people who are known to them, and they're going to try to get some sort of enlightenment, get some sort of a courage, you know, get enlightened, get courage or whatever. So they're going to go to people and try to explain exactly that situation, what is going on, and they're going to try to engage people that they've always known to be in their circle. And the first thing those people are going to assure them, we already know what is with you, we already know what is happening, so you do not need to tell us nothing. You're a very bad person, you're very bad this, you're very bad that, you know what I mean? So the smear campaign is a very negative move, because the smear campaign destroys a person's name. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't even know what is going on. The narcissist is moving behind your back. They have already traveled to your aunties, they've already traveled to your grandies, they've already traveled to your family, even your friends in the circle, they have already called people from your home. And they have already made sure that they make it a point to destroy your name, because they know that a time is going to come when they have got to be held accountable. So when they want to plan that when that time comes now, they're already prepared. So they will be able to absorb all the shocks from everywhere, whatever, because they know the storm is going to come. They know as soon as they destroy you, they discard you, they know there is going to be a very big storm. And the narcissist wants always to be ahead of you. So they do the smear campaign to make sure that they destroy your name, so that when anybody tries to hold them accountable, those people will not succeed. Anybody who tries to hold them accountable for discarding you or for treating you in a certain way, they will always be on top of the game, because they will always be on top of the game, and they will be ahead of you. You know what I mean? So the smear campaign is usually a technique that they use to justify all their actions. The smear campaign may happen also during the relationship. You know what I mean? So because they always want to turn out to be the good person, because the narcissist always wants to have this blame, that kind of blame shifting, whereby they always shift the blames, their wrongdoings and their naughty behaviors. They always want to shift the blame on you. So for whichever reason it is, they always make sure that they always destroy your name before they are held accountable for their activity. So whatever they're going to do to you, they want to make sure, whatever it is they're going to do to you, whether they are going to abuse you, whether they're going to destroy you, whether they're going to discard you, it does not matter. Whatever they're going to do to you, they make sure that they have already destroyed your image out of that relationship, so that anytime anybody you run to, they're not going to stand on your side. You know what I mean? And sometimes you'll be shocked, because you will go to the people who have always known you for a very long period of time. You're very, very intimate friends, sometimes even family. And you try to talk to them about exactly the situation, what is happening to you. You know what I mean? What has your partner done? What have they done? Or whatever it is. And those people, normally you're going to realize that they're not standing with you. And instead now they're standing with the narcissist, because the narcissist has used all these periods, all these years or whatever, they have used that time to destroy your name, because they already know, and they have used that time to destroy your name, whereby even if you run, however much you run to anybody for whatever, for support or for whatever it is, the narc is always going to be ahead of you, and those people will never stand in your support. So the smear campaign happens in those cases whereby for the experience, through experience, what I've noticed is that a short time, like a short period after leaving a narcissist, that is when you realize that actually the people who used to be part of you, the people who used to stand with you, people who used to, like very, very intimate friends, they're now also running away from you. You know what I mean? So they're running away from you, and they're not standing with you for whichever case, and now they're standing with the narcissist. Because they have already believed the narcissist. Yes, they will tell you all sorts of things. They will tell you all sorts of things like, yes, you deserve to be treated this way, you deserve this, you deserve that. The narcissist already made them believe that you are now the bad person in the place, the bad person, the negative person in the home. They have already shifted the blame to you. You know what I mean? Because a narcissist wants to stay always on the good side, and they always want to make their victims to stand on the bad side. So that when something goes on, when something goes wrong at home, when something happens, they will have a small team. It doesn't have to be a very big team, because normally those people, they have very small circles. So they will always have that team, a team of a couple of people that will always actually stand behind them and support them in whatever they do. And then on the other hand, they've already destroyed you, so nobody actually is going to offer you any support, any form of support. Sometimes you can even be finding a place to stay. You've been discarded in the middle of the night. A narcissist will discard you at 2 o'clock in the night. A narcissist will discard you any time of the night. They will not care where you're going to sleep. They will not care where you're going to go. They will not care how much money do you even have to start a life outside. They do not care. They will just wake up in the morning and just pack your bags and send you out of their life in the middle of the night, even sometime, when everybody's dead asleep. And that time, that's when you realize that actually you cannot even call anybody to offer you some kind of a support. You cannot call anyone to help you. You cannot call anybody in that time, because the people will be already on the narcissistic side. The narcissist side, they will already have taken the sides with the narcissist. And you realize that there is nothing actually you can do to convince anybody that whatever was going on in that home or in that relationship or whatever, friendship or what, it was never your fault. So they're always ahead of you. So if you're in that kind of situation whereby you are probably in the discard stages of the relationship, and then you realize that actually some of your friends, even on social media, they're already unfriending you. People, they've already blocked their phones, they don't want to speak to you. That means that actually behind the scenes, the narcissist has already intoxicated those people already. Very, very bad image, but they already have a very, very bad image about you, very, very bad information about you. And you will be very shocked to know what the narcissist has actually told them. And most of the time, actually, you will find out these things later on when you start to recover and you start to get back yourself back together. It is when now those people, you're going to realize that actually they're starting to see through the illusion. They're starting to see down that, okay, anyway, after all, you know, so and so told us this person was a very bad person, this person was a negative, this person was this. But then at the end of the day, we see that after all, they're not bad people. They are good people after all. Those people, they will always see you for who you are, because as long as you stay true to yourself, your authentic image will always, your authentic personality will always show up on the surface, and people will be able to see you for who you are, because that is in your DNA. It is if you're a good person. Because definitely when you're with a narcissist, you're already a good person. You are an empath, you're very polite and very empathetic person. You're a very, very good character. And that is the reason why the narcissist chose you. But the only reason why now you're finding that nobody is standing with you, nobody out there is standing to take your side, to take the side with you, and they are now taking the side with the narcissist. That is mean that they have just been intoxicated in that short period of time. Because the narcissist has programmed an agenda to discard you from their life. So they have now smeared your name all over the place. It is even sometimes to get very difficult, even just to get the smallest the smallest of all the lightest, even the smallest help from anybody. People you have always known, they have now even the narcissist will discard you, and then you also realize that even the people that you have known all this time during your relationship with the narcissist, they have also discarded you at the same time. So it has got to be like a very huge explosion, very huge blow, whereby you're now going to go stand out in the discard. That's why you see sometimes the discard, sometimes it even shocks people. A discard will even cause you a heart attack, because you are going to go out there just all of a sudden in the middle of the night, you're just standing out somewhere by yourself. After a very, very long period, a very long relationship with a narcissist. And now you're thinking that, how come that we have been having these people for 10, 15 years, you know, of our lives, and nobody's out to help you. Nobody's out to help you. Nobody's out to stand with you. Nobody's supporting you. And then all of a sudden, they're all now taking sides with the narcissist. So this is a secret campaign. A smear campaign is a secret campaign that the narcissist does behind your back, specifically to destroy your name, because they want to make sure that when the time comes for them to discard you out of their lives, they always have an upper hand, and they always have advantage on all the people who are in your circles, all the people who know you, and all the people now they are going to stand with them and not with you. So when you're finding yourself alone, you've been discarded, and you find all of a sudden you're finding yourself very, very isolated, very alone, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Nobody's calling you, nobody's trying to find out about you, nobody's helping you. You have got to be sure that your name has already been smeared, and your name has already been destroyed, and nobody is willing to stand with you, and everybody now is taking side with the narcissist. So if that's the case with you, I hope this gives light. I hope this sheds more light into that situation. You do not have to beat yourself up, and do not have to blame yourself or beat yourself up and think that after all you were the bad person. No, it has been programmed. That has been a narcissistic project. It has been programmed to get you isolated so that you cannot get any help out there when you've left, or when you've moved out of those people's lives, or when they have discarded you or you've discarded them. They want to make sure it is a project that they have designed to make sure that you keep isolated when you're out there by yourself, and you keep isolated and lonely. So guys, if this makes sense, please let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think. It's always good to share together, because I also want to know what you think. I also want to know, what is your side of the story? What do you think? You know what I mean? What have you experienced? You know what I mean? So let's share together. Put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this. And until then, big blessing to have you guys on board. I always like to come and share with you guys. A happy rest of the day. Much love and blessings. There's more signing out. Peace and love.